Hello and welcome to EFT Conversations, Practitioner in Focus. This is where I get the chance to hang out with some amazing people who are on a mission to make significant change in their own lives, but also the lives of others that they work with. My name's Katie Walker. I'm an EFT master trainer and a practitioner, and I support many people, but I love having these conversations purely because I get to hear and be with and spend time with people that I really do appreciate and love hanging out with. It gives me the chance to allow them to share their story of how they learnt about EFT, how they use it in their own life, and how they help their clients with using this incredible modality to make significant change. So, without further ado, I do want to welcome the incredible Nat Vine. Welcome, Nat. How are you today?
Hello, Katie. Lovely to see you as always.
And you too. I so appreciate you and thank you for giving me the time. And as you can see, I've got a bit of paper in front of me because I do want to make sure I get the chance to ask you some questions to get the essence of who you are and why you do what you do. So my first question for you, Nat, is I would love for you to share your EFT journey and how you have felt that EFT has changed your life. And if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit about that for us, that'd be amazing.
There we go. Thank you. So yeah, I found EFT when I was a client myself, and I was surprised by how effective it was that first time I tried it. I was like, what is this? I've tried other modalities in the past and nothing had resonated like EFT. So I went on to do some training and wanted to learn how to use this tool just for myself and also to share with my daughter. And I was addicted and I just wanted to know more and more and more.
Yes, and I have loved seeing that absolute thirst and desire for you to learn more. So now you have gone through and you've trained to be an accredited certified practitioner. You've also done level 3 training, which means that you've trained to at a more of an advanced level, which is fantastic. And I love that. And so can I ask you, Nat, do you still use EFT on a daily basis?
Let's go with most days.
Indeed.
Yes.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just knowing that I have that tool to be able to regulate your emotions in the morning, just do a simple tap and breathe, or while you're on the phone to somebody that you may be struggling with, just doing that tapping as you're listening to what's going on.
Yes.
But yeah, I do regular swap sessions with an EFT swap buddy. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're continuing to do your own work, which is fantastic. And would you mind just sharing the space that you work in, your area of specialization, and who you typically support now that you're working as a practitioner and this is your business?
Yeah, so I've been in the early childhood profession for over 20 years, which makes me feel really old. But yeah, so I've worked with a lot of families, being a parent myself, and recently going back into early childhood. I have a deep understanding of the pressures educators face in the day-to-day, like the children's challenging behaviours, the increased paperwork. It's just, yeah, there's so much going on. So yeah, just to support educator wellbeing. So I love going out doing workshops for educators, supporting educator wellbeing. I love working with parents. Yeah, so I do wellbeing workshops for mums and bubs within the community, which is beautiful.
Absolutely. And I think, for anyone that's in that sort of front-facing role and working with others, whether they be little people or bigger people, being able to have some tools to help them regulate, because there are those additional pressures. You are trying to hold space for these young kids, the parents, I'm assuming as well, in terms of managing those particular stakeholders, and then just life in general feeding into them showing up on a day-to-day basis. So I can imagine that's so rewarding. And then also too, being able to work with the parents who can then be in a more regulated state to be able to show up differently for their children. Because I don't know about you, Nat, but when I first had my baby, I was like, yeah, I've got this. But I went from, a high-pressured corporate gig and then to be going, what's going on? And I knew about tapping at the time, but I didn't even think to use it because I hadn't really thrown myself into where I am now. I was a dysregulated mama, and that wasn't okay. And that wasn't okay. So for you to be able to hold the space and to run those programs is magnificent, and to also
Yes.
be out there helping educators to avoid burnout, so that they still do what they probably went into that industry to be passionate about, because they are passionate about it. So can you tell me, I guess, some of the most common misconceptions that you have found when either doing some of those workshops or working with your clients, or just in general conversation with people, that people do have about EFT, and I guess how you try and navigate your way around those misconceptions?
Yeah, so people often wonder, like, am I tapping on them? Like, am I tapping on the individual when we're doing
Yes,
the when we're doing the session? So no, we're not actually. I'm not tapping on you. I'm actually guiding you through the process. So
yes.
we're guiding people through, showing them the points, using their words. Yeah, just really building that rapport.
I love that. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about EFT, is that it is a self-administered stress management tool, and it empowers people. If we were to be tapping on other people and using our own take on the situation rather than what is their experience, then it's disempowering. And they also,
Mm.
which I'm sure most of your clients do, they walk away and they go, "Oh, I can do that. I
Yeah.
can I can do that."
Yeah. So yeah, I actually I'm working with my clients. I make sure that they have the skills and the knowledge to be able to go and use EFT on their own in their day to
Yeah,
day after
yeah.
the sessions and in between sessions. Another misconception is they have to believe in it, or it's what if I don't
Oh
believe in
yeah.
tapping? So yeah, another one is just let's just give it a try. Don't have to believe in it. Let's just guide you through the process. Be open to it, and yeah, you will experience the change yourself. And that moment when the penny
Oh,
drops, it's like wow,
oh, I
it's
love
really
that.
rewarding.
You don't have to believe, just give it a go.
That's
I love
right.
that. I love that. And if I was a person interested in working with you, or what would that look like? Can you take me through like a typical EFT session and explain, I guess, some of those key steps that are involved working with you and how you kind of show up for your clients?
Yeah, so the first step is somebody reaching out, organising a 15-minute, 20-minute conversation, which we can do via telephone or via Zoom, just touching base just to see what's going on for them and see if I'm the right practitioner for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we go into doing I'm actually working packages. So a one-off EFT session isn't going to change their world, and it's just really important to have those skills and to build on those as we go on. So we would actually do what we call a discovery session in EFT. So we'd meet for a session and we'd work out, really unpack what's going on for that person and what they would like to change in their life at this
Yeah,
present time. And then
beautiful.
in that, we would set a plan or a goal moving forward. So, and yeah, we'd focus on that in the subsequent session.
Yeah, beautiful. And you said that they can do that via Zoom. I mean, most things are done via Zoom these days. Do you have clients, in-person clients? Because I think you have a premises, do you not?
Yeah, I do have a
Yep.
clinic in Wagulga in New South Wales. So yeah, I do
Uguga.
have, yeah. So I
Just
do
me.
face-to-face sessions on a Thursday in the clinic, and then I do
Oh,
sessions via Zoom
oh,
every
that's
week.
fantastic. And so if people in Wuguga or Coffs Harbour, like, is that right? The Coffs
Yes,
Street.
that's right.
Yep. If they, I love that name. I'm going to have to keep saying that. Wuguga.
Locals
Wuguga.
call it whoopee.
Whoopee. Okay, cool. If people want to see you in person, do they book online, or how does that happen? Is it?
Yeah, so they can go onto my website, which
Oh,
is
cool.
divineeft.com.au,
Yep.
schedule a free consult, and then
Yep.
from there, yeah, let them know you can go in and book the package on the website as well. So there's different packages
Cool.
outlined there. I also work with educators and go in and do workshops with them. So it's really great when when a director or the principal of a school is on board and they're like, right, come on in and tell us all about EFT and let us know how we can help.
Oh, amazing.
So
So
yeah, so they can, yeah.
any principals out there, or someone leading that space and institution, from early childhood through to primary school or high school, if they have a wellness program and they care about their staff and they don't want their staff to burn out, because I know
Yes.
my husband's a teacher and there's a lot of pressure. Invest in your people and bring someone like Nat, let it be Nat, to your space and help give your people the tools to be able to manage their own nervous system and their emotional well-being, so that they can then show up for their kids, for their students, but also too, that's a business, right? So they've got to, all these things to perform. So
it's really
get
great when
onto
the
it.
whole team's on board, when everybody's
Oh,
working together towards a common goal. It is life-changing. So,
amazing. I
yeah.
love that, Nat. I so love that. And tell me, what are some of the most remarkable success stories that you've witnessed with your clients? And if there's one or two that you'd like to share that you feel comfortable sharing, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so working with them, particular mothers coming to mind at the moment, who's struggling with her relationship and returning to work, and life was feeling really overwhelming, feeling like she wasn't present with her child. So coming in and just it actually worked out to be that she wasn't looking after her own well-being. So you can't, if your cup's empty, you can't be there to provide for other people. So just, yeah, we worked on her being okay with filling her own cup and looking after herself and putting herself first. So that was really rewarding.
Beautiful.
And then once she learned how to tap, she's like, I want you to come in and show my child how to do this. So then, yeah, so then I worked with her
Oh,
child, and together now, the mum and the daughter both have these skills to be able to go and tap together after
oh,
the session. So
that's beautiful,
it's really
Nat.
good.
I love that. I love that. And I think you're probably speaking to quite a few mothers and fathers out there who find that like their cup is not full and it's depleted and it all feels hard. And then you attract that and it just gets worse and worse. So I love that story and the fact that her daughter then took it on board, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you
And
for
then
sharing.
there's so many other stories, like people being able to return to work, feeling okay to leave their children in care to be able to return to work, returning to study as an adult, like changing careers, things like that, supporting them through that. Somebody
Yeah.
else was going through gender identity. Okay, so just supporting them transitioning from one gender to another. So EFT is open-ended.
Oh,
It can be used in so many different areas of their lives.
that's a significant one as well. That would have been huge and just a beautiful thing for you to witness
Yeah,
as well, allowing that person to experience that and perhaps then be okay and even how people are then relating to them. I love that. That's beautiful. So, what advice would you give someone who's new to EFT and might be considering this as a modality or as their one of their little tools in their toolkit? What would you say?
say keep an open mind. Just be open to the process. Come on, give it a go. Once you try it, I feel like you'd be hooked as well.
Yes.
Just experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
Definitely worked with an accredited certified EFT practitioner, just so you're learning the correct techniques and how they work. So then you can really work with somebody, like with a practitioner who can help you unpack these things and, yeah, make those
Yeah.
changes come into life.
I love that. That's such a good point. Someone who has been through the formal training. We're both trained with EFT International, and so I think that's a really good point. I mean, there are some, good people out there doing good things, but when you actually hold space and people get to know exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it, how they do it.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So I do want to ask, actually, I do want to just point out, you also have, because of the space that you work in, you have your own tapping teddies.
I do.
So can you
Yes.
just talk a little bit about that and how someone
Yeah.
might go and access that?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I do have tapping teddies. So that's actually when you're working with children, they don't have all the points that are younger children. We don't use all of the points that we use with an adult. So by having the tapping teddies, I have the points set out so the children can tap on those. So tapping teddies work with the children's mirror neurons. So while the child tapping on the teddy points themselves, like tapping on the teddy, it's actually working on their own emotions and regulation. So
Love that. And can people access those through your website as well?
they can.
Yes.
By the best probably way at the moment is via email or
Yes.
contact me on socials. But locally, yes, people can reach out and I can do deliveries.
Oh,
Yeah, but I do post them around
and
Australia as
then
well. So
they're,
they're
they're
beautiful.
they are beautiful. I'm so grateful for you that you've created that and allow people to have access to that. So to that point, how do people reach out to you, Nat? How would someone find you?
So I have my own website, divineeft.com.au, on socials, on Instagram. Facebook or via email, natalie@divineeft.com.au.
Perfect. So Natalie at divineeft.com.au, and then your socials are Divine EFT.
Yes, that's correct.
Beautiful, fantastic. And our final question, drum roll please. If you could help someone with EFT who is a famous person or someone of notoriety, who would that be and why?
Okay, so the person that comes to mind, working with young children and families, I do love a bit of Disney, and most of us have heard of Elsa and Let It Go.
Let it go.
I'm thinking about Elsa from Frozen. Her journey is one of self-discovery and learning to manage her own and accept her own emotions. So, which aligns perfectly with what EFT is designed to do. So, yes,
You'd work with Elsa.
Yes. So she could release those fears and release who she is, and perhaps the things that have happened in the past. She could show up and be the amazing princess that she is.
Oh, and she'd let it go, genuinely let it go.
Let it go, exactly. Tap it away, let it go.
Exactly. And rather than told to get, a can of Toughen Up or just let it go, just let it go. Don't worry about how you're actually feeling. I love that. I love that, Nat. Nat, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I so appreciate you and what you do and the support that you give to your community, and the educators and the parents and the children. Keep doing what you're doing, darling. You're amazing, and really do appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thanks for your
time.
Okay,
You're so welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.